everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in British Columbia. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Now, I had a team meeting this morning, so I'm a little later than I normally am. And I hope I've got my settings correct. So if you're jumping on, hopefully you can hear me and you can give me the thumbs up. Let me know where you're coming from and that you're watching. And I'm going to just proceed assuming that all is good and that you can actually hear me. All right, so today I thought that I would share with you this new amazing suite that will be coming out on November 1st. So it's a pre-release from the upcoming January to June mini catalog from Stampin' Up! That comes out on, I believe, the 4th of January. You'll start to see it in December. But the suite is available as pre-order for demonstrators. So one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is we get to see the product and get our hands on the product in advance of customers. So I just received, it's called Fitting Florets. There is a stamp set and dies called Frame Florets. There is amazing, oh my gosh, stunning designer series paper. Embellishments, they're gold swirled embellishments. And then there is an additional bonus stamp set that is called Framed and Festive. So it's definitely for the holidays. Now, as I said, the bundle, the stamp set and dies, will carry over into the upcoming mini catalog. But the designer series paper, embellishments, and extra stamp set are only available while supplies last. So come November, if you really want these, you want to make sure that you get your orders in quickly. I'm excited to say that this is what we're featuring for the Your Creativity Abounds card kit that I put out every month. We are using the Frame Florets as the stamp set, and you can add on the dies or the entire suite. And if you add on the entire suite, you will get a bonus project of a box plus 2 extra cards. 3 extra cards. Bonus, yeah, box and 3 extra cards. So it's really fun. And if you do want this, let me know. Okay, so I thought I'd show you the suite and then I will make a card. Hey, Betty. Hey, Johanna, welcome. Can you guys hear me? Can you just give me the thumbs up that all is good with my sound? Because, yeah. Hopefully the weather is as good in Calgary as it is here. It's absolutely stunning day. We're going for a bike ride and out for lunch when I'm finished. All right, so this is the bundle called Frame Florets. One of the other cool things that you may notice is that Stampin' Up! Is now starting to call the dies by the same name as the stamp set. So it always confused me that the dies were called something different. So this is the Frame Florets stamp set and the Frame Florets dies. Okay, great, you can hear me. This is so pretty. So you can color these, you can cut this particular image, can be cut out of designer series paper. You can use, I created a card this morning where I did some watercoloring just to create a background image, background color, and then stamped the outline on it and cut it out. And these sentiments are so pretty. I love the mixture of fonts. And this, I don't know what this font is, but it kind of almost looks like it's, you know, handwritten, hand printed. So that's the stamp set. Now the dies. My gosh. If you've been waiting for oval dies, this actually has 2 different ovals, both with really pretty, where's this one, patterns in it. So this one will cut out all of these little dots. And then this one cuts out these little tiny kind of lines in it. This one actually cuts, it's got hearts. It's so cute. It just cuts out an oval with these hearts. It doesn't cut the oval itself. It just cuts the hearts in the shape of an oval. So it makes it a really pretty pattern for the back of a card base. And then of course you have the dies to cut out your images, as well as these extra dies that will cut out leaves. And I've got one somewhere that will cut out quite a big set of leaves. This one here I've already done and got cut out of gold. So really nice. And like I said, we haven't had ovals for a while, so it's nice to have these oval dies back. Okay, let's put them. So that's the bundle. That one will carry over. Now, designer series paper. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I don't have the coordinating colors, but of course it's Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent and Polished Pink, Balmy Blue, Pear Pistache, Crushed Curry. What else can I see in here? That's close. This is the one where these two images can be cut out using the dies, which is really pretty. So that's one side, and then the other side, I think this would make a really beautiful Christmas card. It's Balmy Blue and it just feels Christmassy to me. And then this one's Polished Pink. And the other side is, I love this one, Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, and Polished Pink. This is really pretty too. Balmy Blue and Evening Evergreen. The other side, this is an Evening Evergreen check. Really pretty. That could be Christmas. Then a smaller floral overall print. This is in Evening Evergreen and Balmy Blue. This is the one I'm using today. Just a very subtle pattern in Soft Succulent. Again, this is so pretty. I think this could be Christmas. It kind of has some berries on it. I made a card this morning using Balmy Blue, white, and this. And I made it a Christmas card. And then this one definitely I think is Christmas. It's just so pretty in the Evening Evergreen with the berries. And then Blushing Bride is the other color. So really pretty. Now, this designer series paper is only available while supplies last. So if you really like it, you might want to order an extra package. And the other thing, these are the gold swirls, 75 to a package. Let me get them out of the package. There we go. So they do have a little bit, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of a swirl to them. I really like the fact that we've got some gold embellishments back for at least a little while, because I really miss the gilded gems. So again, these are only available while supplies last, starting November 4th. And then the last thing, this is the stamp set, the more holiday stamp set. Some really nice fonts again, and the mixture of the block and the script. So this is definitely a holiday stamp set. All right, that's the suite that is available to demonstrators now. So there's also a special, if you're not a demonstrator and you're interested in it because you want to get this, and you live in Canada, you can reach out to me because you can actually put this on your order as part of your starter kit. Okay, let's bring back. So I'm using Soft Succulent, and this is the designer series paper I decided I was going to use. And I'm going to use some gold foil because I just thought that Soft Succulent and gold foil would look really pretty together. So I went ahead and cut these out. Now, if you ever want to cut some pieces die cut out of gold foil, and you're going to have a piece of gold foil as a mat. So I cut, my card base is 4 1/4 by 11. I cut this piece of gold foil to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, but I've got the whole middle of it that is just going to be covered up. So I cut my die cuts out of the middle. Nobody's going to know that I have cut the middle out of this. It's going to be hidden by my designer series paper. So we'll just take that and adhere that right on there. Okay, so let's bring back. So we're going to score this at, just about cut that. Score it at 5 1/2. It's going to go long ways. So it's going to be a little bit different opening. I was going to do a tent-fold card, and then I realized that my designer series paper definitely had a direction to it, so I couldn't do that. And I managed to get a little bit of glue. So this is going to go on like this. It's going to be a fairly simple card, but I am going to do some die cutting and we're going to do some heat embossing. All right, isn't that pretty? So Soft Succulent and gold is just so pretty. Okay, let's now, so I cut these two out of the gold, so we're going to put those on. Get my little bits out. This may take your pick tool. I cut 2 of these. I'm not actually sure I'm going to use 2, but I cut 2. I was thinking 2 would be good. Okay, and then I thought what I was going to do is I'm going to use, the stamp I'm going to use is Thank You with All My Heart. So this is, let's kind of see how big it is, because then I'm going to cut a piece of soft succulent. So if I make this to be 2.5 by 2, let's start with that. I didn't measure that before. Oops, cut. Get it going. 2.5 by 2. And let's see how this works. That's probably a little bit too big. So let's cut about 1/2 inch off of this. That's better. All right, I'm going to use Versamark and I'm going to do some heat embossing. So the first thing I want to do is grab my embossing buddy from the Embossing Editions kit. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment using Versamark. There we go. And now I've got my gold embossing powder. Now I keep mine in a plastic container, and I use a spoon just because I tend to make a mess with embossing powder. I know I've said that before. There we go. So I've got my sentiment embossed. And these are the amazing tweezers that come with that embossing kit. And I've got my heat tool here. This might be a little bit loud for a minute. And then hopefully you can continue to hear me as I do it. So when you heat emboss, hold your heat tool in one spot until you start to see the embossing powder melt. And once you see it melt, you can start to move your heat tool. You don't want to hold it over one spot too long because the embossing powder or liquid at that point in time starts to kind of melt back into the paper. All right, so we've got these 2 pieces. Oopsie. And we've got our sentiment. So I'm going to kind of keep it fairly simple. That's my thought. I did grab ribbon, but I really don't think I need ribbon with this. So I think I'm just going to take and put these on with a glue dot because they're going to be held in place by my sentiment as well. So we'll just put that kind of like that. And that. I'm going to have it free floating. If I want to, I could actually put glue dots. I might put more glue dots on here in a minute. Oh, I know, Betty, this suite is amazing, amazing, amazing. Cards that I'm seeing online already. Mine was taking a long time to order because I ordered it when it was free shipping. And of course, it took a while for my order to arrive and I was getting very impatient. All right, so there's like that. I think I'm going to take, looking for my take your pick tool. I'm going to take and just put a glue dot and just kind of put it in behind here. Just because I think, try to tuck that under so I don't have it showing. There we go. And one more glue dot. And just take a glue dot and kind of roll it up and make it the size you want. Sometimes it's hard to get it small enough, but a little bit of, there we go. All right, now I think I don't need any more to this, but I am going to put some of these embellishments because they're so pretty. Okay, so I think that's good for the front of my card, but I do want to, I've got a piece of basic white that I've cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I think I want to do just a little bit of stamping on the inside of my card and maybe some coloring, just because I haven't done really much stamping. So I'm going to take this is that flower. You'll see it. It's just really pretty. So I'm just going to take, and I've got my soft succulent Stampin' blends. So I'm just going to take and color these leaves in soft succulent. I'm not really blending. They're too small to actually do much blending. Just to add some color on the inside. Now, I'm going to adhere this down, and then I'm going to take some Wink of Stella, and I'm going to color the flowers. Oh yeah, I know that everything got caught up in the free shipping day. I have this piece here, so let's take that. This is just a scrap. I tend to save my scraps of DSP, so then I can just take and put them on the inside of my cards. No point in having them go to waste. So we'll just take that and put there. Now, the last thing I'm going to do, if I can find it, and I do this kind of at the very end. I think I've explained this. I find the Wink of Stella takes a while to dry. So that's all I'm going to do to the front of my card. And so I'm just going to take and color my flowers using Wink of Stella. It adds a little tiny bit of gold touch, but definitely some shimmer. Always kind of get it started over a scrap. And then I will just leave this to dry. So I'm actually really just picking up that extra and using this kind of like a paintbrush. But leave your card open because, as I said, it will take a little bit for this Wink of Stella to dry. And there's nothing worse than getting it, I find, at least getting it all over. Now you won't be able to see that, but it just adds a bit of shimmer to the inside of the card and a little bit of color. All right. Oh, I'm glad you got it, Betty. You're free. That's great. I got to mine on Thursday finally. It was a little delay, but yeah, I'm glad you got it. All right, so there's my front of my card. I won't close it completely. Pretty simple, but I think it's kind of an elegant card. And then the inside with that stamped, and we'll just let that dry for now. All right, there we go. So I hope you like this suite. It's just amazing. And like I said, I made 3 cards already this morning. This is my 4th card already this morning with it and a box. So I've been having fun playing with it, and you'll start to see samples, my samples anyway, in the next little bit. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today a little bit late. I will be back live at my regular time, 12 noon Pacific tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be able to join me. Hope you have a great day. I hope it's lovely where you are, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.